Alright, hi guys, this is Jackie from techjackie.com and welcome to another video on SEO. Well, in today's video, I have a small special case studies in which I'm going to show you how I was able to rank this e-commerce website using only on-page SEO, right? So it is a complete on-page SEO guide for e-commerce, and this is going to be applicable for both WordPress, WooCommerce, as well as Shopify, right? So whatever platform, e-commerce platform you're using, this video is going to be applicable for you, right? So right before I start, let me kind of tell you that this is actually not an English language website. This is a Thai language website, right? But regardless of whatever language you're optimizing or doing SEO for, the e-commerce SEO on page is going to follow this four categories, right, which I'm going to demonstrate to you in a minute. But before I actually dive into the e-commerce on page SEO strategies, let me kind of show you the website, right, and the proof that it's actually ranking on the first page without building a single backlink to it, right? So this is the actual website itself, right? So this is the domain name, and I've actually translated to English so so all of you can understand. And it's actually ranking for not quite a competitive keyword, but the keyword actually has a significant search volume, right, per month. So this is the actual website, right? So if I do a search for this keyword, this is in Thai language. This is my website, right? As you can see here, footballcenter.store, right? Ranking on 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. So ranking on 7th position, right? It is actually this page, right? This category page, which is ranking on the first page of Google here, right? As you can see, so this is on the first page here. Let me show you that actually that this domain name actually has 0 backlinks pointing to it, right? So let me show you using Ahrefs backlink free backlink checker, so you can quickly see it, right? And let me quickly complete this. Okay. I guess. All right. So as you can see, right, 0 domain rating, 0 backlinks, 0 referring domain, literally 0 backlinks, not even a single comment backlinks pointing to this e-commerce website, right? So, and let me show you the search volume for this keyword, right? So this is the same keyword. As you can see, it has roughly about 1,300 searches per month according to Uber Suggest, right? So it's quite a big keyword actually. But and also let me show you all the results ranking on the first page, right? So we've got this big e-commerce website, right? Domain authority of 29, 1 backlinks pointing to this page. This one is domain authority of 62, domain authority of this is a Facebook page, right? So 72 here. So this is a shopee.co.th and lazada.co.th. These were 2 big e-commerce websites in Southeast Asia, right? So they pretty much dominate every niche, right? But I was able to squeeze myself on into the first page, right, by competing with all these big guys without a single backlink, right? You can see, so even this guy, right, I even outranked these big pages, right? 45, right, domain authority 45, and my domain authority is just 1, right, and page authority of 3 here. As you can see here, ranking on the first page without a single backlink pointing to it, and only on page and technical, right? And before I start showing you how I actually did it, let me tell you another thing as well, is that this website I actually built it just for fun, right, like just for testing. So I didn't really I haven't actually maintained it for quite a long time now, and this website actually roughly a little over a year now, right, like 1 year something now. So it's not a new website, it's also not that old website, right? So I just built it, added some content, and just let it sit there, right? And automatically started ranking on its own without building a single link. And and obviously it has got a very good user engagement and everything, and pretty much that also contributed to this website ranking as well, right? But a lot actually comes from the on-page and technical. So without further ado, let me dive into the on-page SEO guide for this particular e-commerce website. First is a site structure, right? Like this is actually the single most important thing that every e-commerce website should actually, keep in mind on, right, when it comes to SEO for their website. So how you would actually organize your website here is you would actually make it into, a hierarchy structure, right? So first, there would be your home page, right, which represents the top of your hierarchy. So according to my website, I have this is the home page, right? So the home page actually represents my e-commerce brand, right? So the home page here, and then it is then further broken down to, into the primary first level category, right? So this would represent, the top level category page, right, on your e-commerce website. So this would represent my top 3 category on the website. So I have the jerseys here, right, the football jerseys, the football shoes, right, or football studs, and the football sports equipment, right, or football equipment. So these are the top 3 primary product categories on my website, right? Now you can have 4, you can have 5. That depends on, on your business, on your website. And then further, below each of the categories, you would then have a further subcategory below it, right? So further subcategory below each of the category here, right, as you can see here. So this actually represented by all these drop down, right? So my main category here is jerseys, right, football jerseys, and then each of the categories here would represent, each of the football team, right? So this website actually represents, the Thai football, right? Thai football jerseys, or Thai football products. So this would represent all the Thai football national Thai football teams, right? So all these would be, their category, right? So let me kind of open one for you so you can have a look. And this is the subcategory, right? So let me translate the page for you. So as you can see, so you can look at the URL structure here, right? And so as you can see here, so product category dash categories slash jerseys, and then this is the subcategory, right? So products dash categories slash jerseys slash Guram United, right? So this is the name of the football team here, right? As you can see here. Now I've used WooCommerce WordPress to build this website. So this URL structure actually comes by default, right? So but you can obviously ignore this, right, and just have, jerseys on it, right? Something like this, and you can also have it something like this, right? URL structure isn't that much of a big deal, but by having a very logical URL structures, it actually shows to Google and users what each of the hierarchy represents, right, as you can see here. And then below each second level category here, you may also have a third level category as well, or you can also start diving into the product itself, right, like what I did here. So I only have 2 level categories, primary categories, subcategories, and then the product under each category, right, subcategory here, right? So and then each of these clusters would represent their own small cluster, right, as you can see. So this makes it easier for users as well as Google to understand, right, that like the structure of your website and how your website is being structured and everything, right? As you can see here, it makes it very easy for users, right, to navigate throughout the website. This is the first important thing when it comes to on-page SEO for your e-commerce website. Hope you're getting the idea here, right? So before you actually start building up your website, make sure you have done a thorough keyword research, and then start writing down the structure of your website, right? I'm not going to discuss anything about keyword research here because that is a separate video, right, like a big topic for this. So at this point I would assume that you have already done a proper keyword research, right? And this is how you would structure a website. Now the next point here is how to optimize the product page, right? So let me show you one of the product pages here. So this is the product page under the one of the subcategory here, right? So first what you would do is each of your product would represent a keyword, right, that you want to bring traffic in. So after doing a keyword research, I know that there's a search term, or I know that people actually search for this particular keyword, right? And that's why I put in the keyword into first the title tag, right? The title of this product name, and then come the h1 tag here. H1 tag will represent my product name, right? So if I highlight and show you this one, you will see that this is an h1 tag, right? So h1 would represent my product name, and which actually has some search volume to it, right? It may or may not have search volume, but if you actually can like add a product which has search volume to it, like people actually search for that product name, then that's good, right? You can drive additional traffic to your website. And then then you would have a picture, right, to either the left or right hand side of your website, of your product page, right? So this picture would represent the image of your product. This can come in a single format or gallery format, right, where you have multiple photos. And when you optimize the images, make sure that you add the keyword in the file name, right? So let's say my product name here is SCG United, right, shirt 2020. Then I would add this keyword, right, onto the image file name. So when I name this image, I would name it as it is, as well as the alt text, right? Alt text, alt text, right? So this is how you do it, alt text, right? So this would represent, this would make your image also ranks well, right, when it comes to ranking, right, your images for your products, right? So as you can see, right, so as you can see, alt text here, I've also put something like the name of the product here, and I couldn't find it, but yeah, like you should actually put the keyword in your file name and that. And then you would come have this the button, right? So it is either could be your add to cart or buy now button. Then you should have it. This is a normal common e-commerce website functionality, so you should have it. You may also have a short description of the product here, right, for the users to understand like what this product represents. But the important part here would lie on the details, right, or the detailed description of the product. This is where you actually write a detailed description of the product, and also have include the keyword and other related keywords as well, right? So when you write a detailed description of your product, you would also add your keyword, right, the keyword that you want to rank for, which in this case is the product name, right? Add it there, right, naturally. Add other related keyword, important LSI keyword as well, right, like all other related keywords. And then there's this small thing what we call as breadcrumbs, right? Like if you're using WooCommerce for WordPress, this option will come by default, right? And I assume that Shopify also have it as well. I don't use Shopify, but I've seen it from time to time. This is like a breadcrumb which actually tells to Google and to users like the hierarchy of the website, right? So you start with the home page, and then comes the primary categories, and then subcategories, and then the product itself, right? So it actually tells the where are you at the moment on the website, right? Now having this is not necessary, but it can help, right? Like if you can add it, then that's a plus for your website as well. And then at the bottom, after each and every product, I highly recommend you add other related products as well, right? Like add as many related products as possible. So this will help showing to Google that you actually care about the users, and that you actually have, like, you are an authority in that space, right? Like you sell products, and then you also have other related products which belong to the same categories. This will make your overall page, product page, more relevant, right? More relevant to the users as well to search engines. Add as many related products as possible, right, which belong to the same category here. So hope you're getting the idea here, right? And this is the like important steps here on how to optimize product page for for SEO for your e-commerce website. Now let's jump to the second category here, is the category pages, right? Like how to optimize the category page itself. Because you see here, I'm able to rank for the category page itself, right? So this is actually the category page ranking for this keyword, right? But of course, I've also ranked for other for the product page as well, right? Like for instance, if I do a search for one of the product name, right? So this is one of my product names. So if I do a search for this one, and this is my product name, right? This is my product ranking here. So if I open it, this is my product here, right? So just to kind of confirm to you that this is how you would actually do how like to optimize the product, right? As you can see here. So let's jump to how to optimize the category page. Now when it comes to category page, I've seen many people does this mistake, and is that they like to add like as many content as possible to the product category page, which actually is will actually make a matter worse, right? Like actually will, instead of helping them rank higher, will kind of help them rank lower, right? And that basically comes down to search intent, right? So search intent basically means the intention behind each keyword, right? So let's say if I go to Google and I type in how to remove mold from wood, right? So when anyone does a search for this keyword, Google knows that they're looking for information type content, right? Like a long form how to step-by-step content, right? So as you can see here, so the type of content that are ranking for this keyword would actually be a block content, right? Like a step-by-step. You can do step 1, step 2, right? Or even this one, this also would be like a step-by-step thing, right? Like as you can see, step 1, step 2, step 3 here. Whereas if I'm looking for, let's say mold removal spray, right? If I search for this particular product, then it may comes to an Amazon product page or affiliate product review page, right? As you can see here, so this would be a product category page ranking for it. As you can see now, this is a different type of page ranking for a keyword, right? Because Google knows what type of pages should rank for which page, right? What type of page should rank for which keyword. And therefore, if you start adding, let's say 1,000, 2,000 words of content into your product page, category page, that would actually makes it harder for Google to understand that, oh, that is actually the product category page, right? Not a blog post or something else. So what you do with the product category page in e-commerce SEO is, first you make sure that your category page has a keyword in the title tag, right? Just like your product page, and then have a keyword in the H1 tag, right? So if I inspect element and show you here, as you can see, this is an H1 tag, right? So keyword in title tag, keyword in H1 tag, and you can also add breadcrumbs here as well. Next, you would make sure that your product category display as many products as possible, right? The more products you can display on a product category page, the better you're gonna rank. Trust me this, because this shows to Google that your product page category page is actually valuable, right? Like it has lots and lots of valuable product that users can choose for, and therefore they will rank you higher. And at the bottom of every product category page, you would add a small description of what that page represents or what that page is all about. Preferably don't write more than 300 words of content. 200 to 300 is enough. As you can see here, I wrote very little, and in this description I also add like the small descriptions including my keyword, right? The keyword of my category page here. Write it naturally, no need to stop in keyword, and don't write a lot of content. Remember that, don't write a lot of content, just write enough, display as many products as possible, and make sure that the title and the H1 tag are optimized, right? And that's it on how to optimize, how to do on-page SEO for your e-commerce category page. And lastly is lastly is to the information page, right? Now, as I mentioned earlier, I haven't maintained this website for a long time now, so I didn't even bother to add information type content to this website. But it is actually a good strategy for you to actually add information type content, such as blog posts, right? Like how-tos, step-by-step, all these. That is because, number one, those type of content can help you drive additional traffic to your website, right? Like instead of just ranking for the product category page and the product itself, you can also rank for all other kinds of keywords, right, related to your website. Like for instance, I can rank for like Nike shoes review 2020, right, or Adidas shoes review 2020 for footballers, something like that. So that will help me drive additional traffic to my website. And second important of adding information type of content to your e-commerce SEO strategies is to help easily build backlinks to your website, right? And that's because naturally it is quite difficult to actually build backlinks to your product page or category page, right? Because think about it, who would naturally link to product or category page, right? So let me show you how to actually utilize information content to your SEO strategies, right? So let's say these are all your commercial pages, right? Like product pages, category pages, all those. And then here you have a long piece of like a long form content, like let's say a how to, or a football shoes review 2019, 2020, something like that. Now what you do is you start promoting this content, then you acquire backlinks to it, right? And then from this piece of content, what you can do here is you can internal link to all these commercial pages, right, from this piece of content. So what you're actually doing here is you're actually transferring all these backlink dues to all these commercial pages, and therefore help them rank higher, right? Instead of building backlinks directly to your product category pages or product page itself. I'm not saying that you shouldn't build backlinks to all these pages, but they're just more difficult to build than to information pages, right? So that's all for it. Before I sign off, let me show you the stats of this website. As you can see, it's doing pretty well, and from the past month or so, it's also been ranking for more keyword, as you can see here. It's actually not driving a lot of traffic, right? Like roughly about 50-60 searches traffic people per month. But like I mentioned, I didn't build a single backlink. Had I built some backlinks to it, it might have even ranked higher. Secondly, it is a very small niche website, right? So it only focuses on particular niche. So there's really not many traffic that I can drive to. And had I like written more information type content, I could have drive more traffic, right? And thirdly, I didn't even like set up social media accounts for this website. So no promotions, nothing. All the traffic came from Google organic only, right? So I didn't really maintain this website at all. I just built, I let it sit there, and naturally it just kept on growing, right? So, and that's all for it, right? I hope you find this video valuable. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. And I hope you have understood this on-page SEO guide for e-commerce website. If you want me to make a video on how to do keyword research for e-commerce website as well, make sure you're commenting down in the comment section down below as well, right? That's all for it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.